Therapy, yoga, divination, sound healing. New healthy habits and discipline brings healing. Patience and knowledge of self gives you wings. Here are my favorite healing themes.
In today's soul session, we will be going through all of the physical tools we can use to release trauma from the body, heal chronic pain, and grow into the best version of ourselves. If you missed the first session of How to Heal Trauma for Free and 9 actionable steps that you can take today, pause this video and tap into the foundations where we learned how traumatic experiences affect not only our physical body, but the consciousness of our emotions, thoughts, and soul as well. As always, the link to this free wellness guide is provided in the description below. Alafia Divine Soul, welcome to your personal walkthrough of the Wellness Resource Guide, part 1 of 6, aka my favorite healing things. Alright, let's dive in, starting with a disclaimer. Even though all of these resources have been thoroughly vetted and backed by scientific research, I always encourage you to expand your awareness by researching the clinically tested benefits of these tools as well as their ancient practices. Use 1, your best judgment, your divine intuition, and 2, guidance from a licensed health professional that you may have access to. None of these tools are meant as a replacement for therapy or medical treatment with a licensed professional, or meant to be clinical in any way. Now, in the previous soul session, we learned that traumatic memories release chemicals and fire up electrical pathways that program the memory of the entire experience into our brains, bones, muscles, organ cells, and DNA using the nervous system. And to heal trauma, we must heal the physical and non-physical parts of ourselves. So let's dive into 6 tools that we can use to heal trauma, reverse chronic pain, and reverse the damage to our nervous system caused by stressful and painful life experiences. Number 6. The power of number 6 is oftentimes underestimated, and it's staying hydrated. To clear out all that stagnated energy of trauma that's stored within the body, we have to stay hydrated. It's extra hard to detox from trauma if you out here just all dry and dehydrated. How you gonna heal if you thirsty, boo? I mean, your body is made of 60 to 70% water. Here are 2 water hacks. 1, eat your water. Eating fruits that are high in water content, such as watermelon, etc., are an easier way for your body to assimilate the water. And if you are going to be drinking water, which you should, drink hydrogen-infused water. It's regular water with hydrogen gas added to the water. According to a randomized double-blind study, drinking hydrogen water increases antioxidant activity. This inhibits apoptosis, which is basically cellular death, and also decreases inflammation, which is the root cause of disease. Hydrogen water also modulates and regulates our immune system. It regulates autophagy, which is our body's way of cleansing out dead cells. Drinking hydrogen-infused water also contributes to the regulation of our circadian cycles, which are mental, emotional, and physical behavioral changes that happen within a 24-hour period. It also regulates our mitochondria, which is a very important organelle that fuels our body with power through biochemical reactions. I use 2 hydrogen water generators, a small portable one, and a large pitcher, and I drink it throughout the day. The link to the double-blind study and the hydrogen water generators are in the description below. Remember, our bodies are a quantum computer that stores all of the experiences from our bones to our brains to our DNA. Assist your body's natural healing process by flushing out the residual toxins of trauma with hydrogen water. Number 5, detoxing and rebuilding. We are what we eat. The body literally renews itself within a year from what we eat. So to build our physical house on a solid foundation, we need to clean house first. This is the process of detoxing. When you're on your detox journey, always start off gentle. Slow and steady wins the race. Bit by bit, small healthy changes create long-term habits that bring great rewards. Here's a simple way to start your detoxing and rebuilding by adding 1 healthy habit every 21 days. Set your calendar. First 21-day cycle. Add an additional 8 ounces of water every week until you're up to a gallon of water a day. Second 21-day cycle. Reduce your consumption of meat and dairy by eating 2 additional pieces of fresh fruit a day and swapping out lunch or dinner with a healthy salad. Third 21-day cycle. Begin intermittent fasting based on your current health status. Here's a pro tip. In case you live in a food desert or can't afford organic food, or if you are receiving government assistance of EBT, your local farmers markets do have programs that accept government assistance, giving you access to fresh fruit and vegetables. Back in the day when I was trying to be holistic and on a budget, I would take my EBT card first and go to the farmers market, then Food for Less, and then get my bougie items at Whole Foods. You can shift to a healthy lifestyle even on a budget, and if you live in the hood. Trust me, I've been there. So if your farmer's market doesn't have a current program that accepts EBT, talk to the coordinator about making that happen. And if you don't have a farmer's market, you may want to get involved in your local community and or government to create one, or maybe even creating a community garden. If you guys have any tips on how to access healthy food while living in a food desert, kindly pay it forward by commenting below and sharing your knowledge for others in need. Now in our previous soul session, 9 Ways to Heal Trauma for Free, we covered polyvagal nerve exercises, classical hatha yoga, grounding, and tapping. So let's move on to cold therapy. Cold therapy works to relax our nervous system via the vagus nerve. Yeah, we're back to those vagus nerves because it's very important to understand how our bodies work, especially for the mechanisms of stress. To review the vagus nerve, it is the stress arousal pathways that travel through the body, our gut, our heart, lungs, brain, via the neural pathway called the vagus nerves. Among the organs that the vagus nerve affect are the brain, controlling anxiety and depression, the gut, controlling stomach acidity, digestive juices, and secretion, the heart, controlling our heart rate and blood pressure. So, how can we implement cold therapy to activate the vagus nerve? Splashing cold water on our face is one option. When I felt the precursors to a panic attack, if I could, I'd run to a bathroom, splash some cold water on my face, and do some breathing exercises to cope. That is a coping strategy you can use as you heal the root cause of anxiety. A more practical method that I am continuously doing is ending the last 2 minutes of a shower with cold water. Now, is it uncomfortable? Yes. Sometimes healing is uncomfortable. It's part of the journey to become your best self. And it's worth it. Ending your shower with cold water for 2 minutes helps to train your vagus nerve to remain calm in uncomfortable situations. The goal is for us to have peace in the midst of the storm. We have no control over the chaos that happens in the external world. We only have control over our internal state. We can take action by implementing these very simple tools into our daily routine to help to train our vagus nerve system to not be so on 10 when it comes to stress. So start with ending the last 2 minutes of your shower with cold water, and each week, add 2 more minutes. This is empowering you to manage your stress levels and reduce inflammation in the body. Hey, you. If you're finding value in this content, go ahead and pay it forward by liking and subscribing. That tells the YouTube algorithm that, hey, this is really great content, and now we're going to push it out to more people who are dealing with stress and want healthy ways to reduce it. Thanks for paying it forward and being awesome. On to number 3. Number 3, cupping. Cupping is a traditional Chinese medicine technique that uses the suction of cups to move stagnated blood and release tension being held in our fascia. That's the connective tissue that holds our muscles together. So when you receive cupping, you are pulling up that stagnated blood and hormones that were stored in muscles as a result of a traumatic experience, allowing them to be released. Cupping therapy has made a world of difference in my experience with chronic pain. I don't suffer with chronic pain anymore. Part of that reason is because cupping is one of the regular tools I use, like twice a week. That, along with a consistent yoga practice, has empowered me to release years of trauma that were stored in my physical body. I'd say I'm about 90% there, still working on that last 10%. It's a growing process. Number 2, acupuncture. Acupuncture is amazing. And don't get me wrong, I was definitely skeptical of it, especially being born in a generation who grew up with Final Destination. If you know, you know. But acupuncture has literally shifted my whole entire life, from emotional and physical and everything in between. When you combine acupuncture with therapeutic work such as therapy, journaling, etc., it really helps you get to the root cause of your dis-ease in the mental and physical. It helps to shift those behavior patterns. It does this by working with your nervous system and energy body, that electromagnetic field of consciousness, the 99% that we talked about. See, we have certain parts in our body that when stimulated will self-regulate and come back into balance. Acupuncture stimulates these points with little tiny needles that send a message to our body, an electromagnetic field that says, hey, come back into balance. Now, like with anything, consistency is key. After my first acupuncture session, she did a treatment called the Chung Mai. When I went in, I was battling with anxiety, my womb cycle was all off, and I was just a hot mess. 45 minutes into the session, I felt so calm and peaceful like I never did before. This is even with previous meditations with some OT Kush. Still didn't make me feel that sense of peace. I was shooketh. So, look into acupuncture clinics in your area. Google low-cost acupuncture centers in your area. In LA, there's a place called the Village Health Foundation off of West Pico Boulevard that offers low-cost acupuncture and quality herbs. So check that out and places in your area. Number 1, creating healthy physical habits. So we talked about detoxing, making those small healthy changes of adding more fruit and drinking more water. But a big part of healthy physical habits, which is often overlooked, is being aware of what body products we use on our skin. Our skin is the largest organ of our body and our first point of physical contact with the outside world. It's literally like a sponge that is soaking up data and chemicals all day from our environment. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have full control over our environment, but we can improve our external environment by choosing non-toxic body products. I experienced a huge shift in health problems of asthma, allergies, fibromyalgia, IBS, a whole bunch of other stuff when I changed my eating habits and the body products I was using. Most body products have toxic heavy metals that soak into our skin, into our bloodstream, and get deposited in the tissues of our brain, which affects everything, especially our nervous system. Swapping out toxic products for healthier choices is an easy shift that supports your journey to wellness. Taking a shower with certain soaps can calm your nervous system and promote relaxation and better sleep, and open up your nasal passages for promoting better breathing. On pages 9 through 12, I list all of my favorite non-toxic body products that also positively influence the non-physical aspects of our being. So let's dive into it. Soap. I love Indigo Wild's Zoom Soap. Now, this is not sponsored by anyone. I genuinely love their products. They're in the bathroom right now. And I use them every day depending on my needs. As you see on page 8, they are grouped in categories of cleansing and protecting, and soothing and blessing. The physical products we use influence the electromagnetic field around our body. Salt is an excellent property to help cleanse the physical and non-physical aspects of our energy. The cleansing and protecting bars of sea salt, dragon's blood, which is a resin from a specific tree, and lemongrass are great to use if you know your day is going to include dealing with some difficult people, like aggravating Andy or toxic Tina at work. Take your shower, wash with the soap, and visualize negative energy being washed off of you and replace with the field of light that surrounds your existing energy. This is going to repel that negative energy. There's a ton of science that backs the power of visualization and the physical effect it has on the body and mind. In your shower, before bed, repeat that same process and use a soothing and blessing soap such as frankincense and lavender or lavender and rosemary. Look up the properties of these herbs to see which fits your needs best Or, as always, choose intuitively. Your soul always knows what you need and when you need it. Now, if you are dealing with some serious low vibes, stress, toxicity, you want to use African black soap and Castile soap to add some razzle-dazzle to your physical and energetic cleansing process. What I love about both of these brands is their soaps don't strip your skin and leave you feeling like real dry after. They're cleansing and moisturizing, and the herbal aromatherapy, on point. Deodorants and moisturizers. Now listen, I'm usually in a very humid location, so sweat is abundant, and I need a natural deodorant that works. And these do. I believe in being natural, but I do not believe in being unnecessarily funky. This is why I love these deodorants. So these lists of deodorants and moisturizers are on page 26 and are, of course, non-toxic, smell great, keep you moisturized and fresh. Since you found value in this soul session, tap into these 2 soul sessions that empower you with tools that assist you in living your best life. Thank you so much for liking this soul session, subscribing, and turning on your notifications, allowing me to be a virtual support in your healing journey. Namaskaram, Divine Soul. Ashe.